All right, I'm back. Told you I would do part three, like right now, as I am walking through this area, scoping out just sadness, truly. So 10 years ago, I had a vision of a camp. And as a veteran, military, spending some time, I loved the military model. Um, I think it's a great discipline for people, whether they be young and or old, to have to put on a uniform, cut your head, shave your hair, to get into some sort of uniformity. And, we today are very entitled people in America. And you know what? I'm entitled too. Yeah, totally am. I love to have things the way that I like them and want them, but I'm willing to also work for that. So my camp that I was really discussing in the past and had really some drawings at that time. And I've been had opportunity, I'll say, but the doors never just flown open because I want to keep it a spiritual based camp. A lot of organizations, several, do get honestly a little bit criticized, and they don't get the funding that others do because they have what mass, as they call it, one, two, three times, a day offering, and sometimes it's a requirement, whether it be, through Jackson County, Josephine County, and that's a problem because we want to talk about Jesus because we know that Jesus is the way. So there's a stifling there because we know that and we want to stay on that train or that trail. And in that way, we are stifled with the funding. But I don't believe Jesus would have us go any other way personally. So the camp that I have, dreamed about is in a remote area to where it is remotely. You have to be bussed in. We're talking a half hour, 40 minutes outside of our what we, our hustle and bustle of our cities, to where people that are facing adversity and barriers and struggles can go out to where they have to build their first home. Now, we have similar organizations right here in town, but the problem is, people, that we are putting people with addiction, with troubled lives right into the mixed of the area that, as one man said, the black dog is calling. That when I brought him out from Cow Creek, out of the woods into town, trying to make him, into what we would call a responsible human being and take care of his business, but he would hear that black dog calling. He would hear you'd walk out of the store and, hey, there's a needle offered to him. There's a hit. There's a can of alcohol, whatever the situation is, the temptation, boom, there it is. So my camp is, 30, 40 minutes outside of town. People have to be bused to and fro, but a bus is coming from that camp into town and to take care of some business at appropriate times. And if you're not on the bus when the bus is going back to camp at the end of the day, then you know what? You're going to be stuck. You'll have to find your own way. Hey, what happens if you come out to my camp and you are inebriated or you're high? Well, guess what? I have a beautiful tent right outside the camp entrance that I will allow you to stay there. That is warm and cozy. You will have a a coach that will spend the time with you to help you to get something good to eat, get something in your belly, get you some coffee, pray with you, and hopefully help you to dry out and be able to enter in to the garden, we will call the camp, right? And the camp's name, by the way, is Welcome Home, because that's all many people want to hear. That's all some of our veterans, from the past want to hear. And but in this camp, one man, it starts with one. He builds his house and he helps the next guy. and there's a BX, a base exchange, to where there are goods and services that are offered right on campus, and all the basic needs are met there, but they are kept from being driven out, or hey, or the temptation of I just got to go to the store and get something, and outside that store temptation hits them and they fall. Falling is inevitable, we know that, and we as people want to be there to help them pick up the pieces, but the less temptation that we can put people in, the better off that they are. And then it's also a controlled environment to where you will not see all of this vast ugliness. Now we are taking care of our town. We are taking care of our people. We are not flooding the our state, which small business and businesses are going to pay the price for that with millions and millions of dollars in housing projects that may make it, may fail. Um, I know that I'm going on and on, but yeah, I'm feeling very passionate at this moment about this, and especially as I went out here and saw this disastrous mess, makes me sad, and and it's just a matter of this is my city too, and as somebody that wants to protect our city, protect my family, and protect other families. I believe that we need to be a little more responsible in different ways. So, anyways, um, we'll. Oh yeah, I wanted to just take you over here for a minute. Hey, you see some of these blankets right here that are laying out here. These are blankets that I have distributed out. That pink one right there, especially, but anyway, the green one over there. But these are blankets that I have distributed myself. Hey, that shirt right there looks very familiar. And yeah, as you can see, you know, this trash is filled with trash. This trash is filled with ugliness and stuff that is definitely not safe for people to be out here. It's wow. It's just to see. I mean, I didn't even show you that side over there, but you get the drift. And as I said, would you live like this? Well, you are. If you're not doing your part, sharing your voice, because if you have a voice, you need to allow it to be heard, and let's make a difference in our town. Okay? And continue to pray about that camp that I mentioned, because if God opens the door, there's plenty of federal land that's available up through the Applegate and all around this area that is on the outskirts of town for safety purposes, and for people that are facing those addictions and need to have just connectivity and security. So, peace out. Love you guys, and talk to you soon.